Hello, everyone. It's back with our third, third,
Third.
third installment of our series of how we met, and leading up to. Well, we'll tell you about that at the end. But anyway, before I say too much, because I can be very talkative, my name is Larry, and this is,
My name is Talita
and we are American.
and Brazilian.
Yes. So tonight we just want to briefly discuss some cultural differences. We want to talk about things about that we didn't talk about last time about concerning how we met. When did she know that I was the one outside my, devastatingly handsome good looks and all of that stuff. And her beauty, and so we
Yes,
want to
this
so
is
we
true.
so we it better dodge. So we want to talk briefly about that. So let me ask you this before we talk about the cultural differences, because I know that people of who are from different places of the world, when they get together, there are certain things that they have to try to connect or bond over, and there are certain things that are different. Many things in some cases. But before we talk about that, let's kind of talk about a little bit about, because somebody asked us a question tonight. How did I know she was the one, and how did she know I was the one? So, do you want to go first? Or?
No, you can
I
go first.
talk so much. You want me to go
I
first?
know. Yeah, I will. I just will do this.
Okay, she'll pinch me. I'm not gonna
Yes,
be
I will
long.
pinch you.
I think for me, I think in the mind of most people, when you're in the process of trying to date somebody or get to know somebody, there's these boxes in your mind that you have that you need checked out. Are they a nice person? Can I detect any phoniness? Are they genuine? Does this person come across as somebody who will be a liability and not an asset? In other words, somebody who will take and not give, somebody who will make my situation worse and not make it better. And for her, she was just consistent. There was no lying in her. Things that she would tell me, I really listened. I'm a good listener. I talk, but I'm a very good listener. So there were things that she would tell me that when I would when I would pose a follow up question or a follow up response to certain things that she would say, like 10 times out of 10 times, the answer would be consistent. Now that doesn't mean that she's perfect, nor does it mean that I am perfect. I'm close to it, but it doesn't mean that I'm perfect. But what it means
He's
is,
perfect for me.
yeah, and she's perfect for me.
Yes.
So, what that spoke to me is, this person is genuine. What you see is what you get. We have a saying in the South that you always want to meet somebody that the only thing up their sleeve is their arm, and for her there was nothing up her sleeve. Um, I think the connection was just so strong, to the point where initially I fought against it. I was like, this can't be for real. This, how you ask, you pray, whoever you pray to, but for me, I pray to God. Um, you pray, Lord, I want this person to be this, I want this person to be this, I want this person to be that. And you see all of those things, and then you say, nah, this ain't real. And so for me, the things that I asked for, the things that I desired, are the things that I got. And the one thing, well, I couldn't say the one thing, but out of the one thing, of the so many things, the qualities that she has that are good for me, was the fact that I know she likes me. Did you catch that? I know she likes me. Again, it goes along with the theme of what my friend's wife told me. Pay attention, pay more attention to the person that likes you as opposed to the person that you like. Because you can be so enamored and so just encapsulated with the desire of being around this person, and you like this person, where you can ignore red flags, obvious red flags, like this person, they lie, they don't have good character, they're not kind. You don't, like, you detect in them that they might not be faithful, but because you like them, because you have married yourself to this idea of being with this person, you'll ignore things that are right in front of your face. And so for me, I put aside the focusing on me liking this person, and I really wanted to see, does this person really like me, or am I just a good idea? But I know this person likes me, and I know this person really loves me. But I had to know this person likes me, because sometimes love is definitely, it's a decision, but that decision is so much easier when you like the person and she likes me, and I like her, I love her, but I like her. And so for me, I knew once those boxes for me had been checked. What are those boxes? Is she kind? Does she have integrity? Does she like me? Does she compliment me? Not from a physical standpoint of she looks good on my arm, but from a standpoint of, if I am a B, since this person has come into my life, has that B going up to a B plus? It's like a GPA that increases, and I'm not talking about being graded on a curve. I'm talking about a genuine increase. And so, I knew that she was one. And the fact that when I asked her dad, could I have her hand, he said yes. And so that was pretty cool.
Yes, he asked it. So some people think that it's so how to say, weird for this new century. It's like, oh, he asked for his daddy to marry with her, and yes, he asked it. And then it's make me feel so glad, of course, because I could trust and I could see that this guy is different than the other one guy, because I realized that he seems like me. He's a person that he has his integrity too. And then I'm saying correct today?
Yeah, integrity.
Integrity.
I stumbled last week on the word substantive. So integrity is your word to stumble on this week.
Okay.
But you said it right.
Okay. So thank you, teacher. So and then I see that he's close to his family too. I know that it's a little different for our culture, Brazilian culture, but he still is close to his family, and then he has family's value. Say
Family value.
yes, this is the word that I want to find. Family's value, and for me, it's just so important too. So, and I know that in the New Year's, the last years, the feminists say, oh, I'm not a princess, I don't need to be treated like a princess, but I'm so sorry, but I'm a princess. And then he is my king, and I may feel like a queen with him, and I value this too.
I'm glad you said that, because if I was a king and you was a princess, that wouldn't be probably legal.
Why, babe? Oh.
Anyway.
No. So he's my prince.
And king. Yeah, because
I'm a princess.
Okay, I'm a prince then.
Yes.
Cool. No fair exchanges, no robbery. Go ahead.
But in few weeks, he will be my king and I will be his queen.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna marry. Our wedding will be in January 26th. I know that I'm changed a little bit, but before I forget, we are doing the live in our wedding.
Yeah, we're gonna post a well, initially, let me say this. There are hundreds of people who are not just her relative now, but they're our relatives who are in Brazil who won't be able to attend the wedding. Fortunately, her mom and dad, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, are here. And so they're going to, obviously they're here, they're going to be witness to it. And that's just like the greatest thing ever. However, for those who are not able to attend, we're going to put a link of her Facebook page up to for anybody who wants to patch in live. And again, initially it was just for the family, but we've had people to ask us hey, that'd be cool if I could see it, because they know that we're going to do this. So there's going to be a link in the description box linking you to her Facebook page. And also, the typical links,
My
my Instagram
Instagram.
page, her Instagram page. So you can just kind of follow us through life as we go along and just kind of check out our journey if you're interested. And again, if you have any questions, you can inbox us on our Facebook or Instagram. Send us a private message. No weird videos or anything crazy like that because you will be blocked. But yeah, you can check that out and hopefully you'll. Yeah.
Yes, come back at the subject before. So I knew that he was perfect for me. Um, when at that point we was talking about the wedding, something about this, and honestly, I wasn't. I had lose all my hope about becoming wedding,
Yeah.
about married, and then I just said for him, oh, one day if I married, I wanted my future husband to use this and use that, but he told me no. When you married, and I say no. If I married, and he say no. When you married, and then that moment give me a light, and I say this is the guy because he say he have a hope about marry, about a wedding too. No, it's like most part of the guys that just skip the subject. No wanna say about the wedding. No wanna say about. They think that it's stupid. The question is just for women and stuff like this. And then I say, oh, this is the guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is a perfect match. He is
I thought
my
it was my
part.
cologne, but anyway. Uh, but yeah, I think for me, the truth, I think that a lot of women may not know, some may, but for those who don't, maybe this might be new information. Most guys, I think we kind of know what we want when we see it, who we want when we see it. When I say what, it's in regard to certain values, certain, again, those boxes that we need checked. And a lot of times we have this image or this imagery in our minds of how we want this person to be. And the cool part about Talita is I've seen her in different settings. And sometimes you can really want to be with somebody, but you've not seen them how they are around your family or around their family. And unfortunately, some people might be okay in close quarters, meaning just between you and them, but you two, each other rather. But when they're around different situations, different environments, they change. They tend to switch up, or there's a side of them that you see that you've never seen before, and it's not something that is, um, I guess, say apropos to how you envisioned, you know, um, your situation with another person. But for her, I mean, being with her family is great. Being with her friends is great. Being with my family, being with my friends is cool. And the thing about it is, I always feel like she likes me. Wherever we go, I always know she's with me and she wants to be with me. And when I say that, I don't want anybody to think, oh man, you think loyal yourself. No, it has nothing to do with self-esteem. It has more to do with, um, I guess, a confirmation of what I believed to be true based on some information that I had, and just paying attention to who likes me. And so it just, yeah, she's really consistent. Like, she's a really consistent person. Like she said about me and I said about her, we may not be perfect people, but we're perfect for each other. And
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I think everybody should always pay attention to. Little stuff. Some people you can recognize it instantly. Some people you may not. I mean, you can know what you want and see what you want and recognize that. But then being in those different situations, different settings, different environments, it's always good because I think in many cases that will either confirm or deny. Yeah.
So I think it's like he was saying, but I think that about the relationship, not just because we're in different culture, but we are show up to people about our situation, our story, and then I'm a Brazilian and he is American, and then most part of the people think, oh, how it's your communication, how is this, how is that, because it's often we see people with the same community, the same culture, is still have in struggle,
Yes.
in struggle, so, and then but I realized something. As soon he met me, I saw he is interested, he wanna know more about my culture, he wanna know more about my language. And then of course I want to know more about America, and it's why I'm living here. So but the most important is when your partner both uh, have the minds open, you know, to receive new information, and they think and they create empath about the other life, the other culture. For example, in my culture, used to sit on a table with all the family in the lunchtime. It's very common this. So especially if you live in a small city. So I used to go to work, I used to go because I was Portuguese teacher. I used to go to school, but in the lunchtime, 12 p.m., I was driving back to home to eat with my family, sit on the table. When for any reason I couldn't, I used to call to my family, to my mom, and say, "Mom, I'm not gonna lunch today." And she used to say, "Oh, it's okay, but I will save some food for you. Eat late," you know. Um, and here in America, no, everybody eat in a car. Everybody, eat in some different place, and then sometimes we can spend 1 week without see your parents, your daughter or son. You can't talk with your relatives. Um, it is wrong. No, for American culture, no, it is. So I just have an open my mind, and to try understand now how will we work about this, how we will figure out, the situation that will become comfortable for me and comfortable for him. Somebody, uh, one day I have make my culture like we used to do in my culture, and the other day I can accept make it how he used to do in his culture. But no, it's a big deal, you can figure out, or in that point we can commit to each other, no, it's better do how you used to do. But the most important is when you open your mind and try and say to other people, no, this way it's wrong, it's the correct way, it's my way, because it isn't. Not have the right way. The right way is when both people try figure out a new way to walk together and to make this relationship work.
You said a lot. One thing that you said that I hope people got, and that was this. I think people will look at your story or our story, your story and my story, our story. When I say your story and my story, I mean you being from Brazil and me being from America, as this polarizing thing, this big barrier. When in actuality, it's not. It's not a barrier at all, because although we are indigenous from different lands, it's the connection that is most important. And another thing you said was this: um, you can have two people from the same country, but because they refuse to have an open mind, because they refuse to put the other person's needs above their own, because they refuse to ignore selfishness, they may as well be people who are from different places who can't speak any of the other person's language in any way. And unfortunately, that's prevalent, wherever you're from, be it from, two Brazilians, or be it two Americans. You have people who, if you refuse to have an open mind with your partner, I mean, there's, I mean, it was a scripture. How can two walk together except they be agreed? And unless you guys are agreeing on some things and trying to figure out the best way, not that their way, not your way, but the best way to make things work, it's not going to work at all. And then the last thing I'll say is the about the lunchtime when you're talking about eating lunch with your family. See, that's one of those things where I think it helps raises my GPA as far as my her influence on my culture or me as an individual, because true to form, it was nothing for me to just go get me some food, fix it, and come in the bedroom and watch TV. But her parents came, and it was just so refreshing to where they really want to sit down and eat and talk as a family. And don't get me wrong, growing up as a kid, my mother, my father, my brother, and I, we would do that every so often, but they do it consistently. Like 5 out of 5 days that they sit down, that they eat, if somebody prepares the food, they will sit down and eat as a family. And even on the weekends, if they're at a restaurant, guess what they're doing? They're enjoying each other over dinner as a family. And so that's again one of those things where I may have been, if I were to put a grade, I may have been a C, but you being in my life, that has brought me up to a C plus or a B. So again, that you want to look for somebody that's going to be an asset to you, and in that's just one of many areas that she has been an asset to me. So yeah, don't look at the differences, because everybody has differences. Don't look at them as so much of a challenge unless they're, well, she likes to watch porn and I don't. That's a difference. That's a problem. And what I mean by that is, that's a problem. He likes to smoke marijuana and I don't. And we just need to figure, that. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not hating on anybody who watches porn. I'm not hating on anybody who smokes marijuana. I'm just using those as examples because in today's society, they're to a degree they're still very taboo. So. You wanna find somebody that you kind of have that commonality with, and somebody who you can say, okay, you know what, your strength can be my weakness, and and my strength can be, well, no, my strength wouldn't be your weakness. My strength would help your weakness, right? Yeah, you don't want my strength to be your weakness. That would be good. So anyway, so we're gonna kind of hold on. You got something else you want to say? I know we were talking. You got something else you want to say?
No, it's because
at the time. What about
15
minutes? See, we always say 15 minutes. Last time we went like 30 something minutes. This time it's like 23 minutes. So and it's kind of.
He's so talkative.
I know, but you know what? Here's let me say this, and I promise you.
We're supposed to be a preacher, okay?
No. I wouldn't be a good preacher because I'd probably be like, you live like a dog, you die like a dog.
Okay, go.
But anyway. I will say this. My life was not bad. My life was actually pretty good. Still is. But it's better because not only I don't want to use the word compliment. Compliment is like, a nice pair of earrings will compliment your outfit. I like
a compliment.
Well, compliment is good, but I think there's a word that I'll say transformed in a good way. That means it made it better in a different way, in a totally different way. So having you in my life has made my life better in a totally different way.
Oh,
that's better than compliment, right?
I think so.
Me too. So anyway, we're gonna stop it right here. Next week we come back. We're gonna answer some questions. So put some questions below. I know a lot of times we ramble, but it seems like anytime we make these videos, we've either just had a little meeting or something, or we're about to go into something. We got a lot of things on our plate trying to pull this wedding off. So a lot of moving parts. that we're taking. We're handling them, but the parts are still moving. So anyway, as we always say, my name is Larry.
And I'm Talita.
We are American Brazilian. Hold on, I said Brazilian, didn't I?
Yes, you say my words. Okay.
But it's true, right? But we are American Brazilian. We love each other, right?
Yes.
We'll see you later.
É verdade.